Done. Well, I've been on long service leave for quite some time, 12 weeks, and I was really pondering whether I can continue in my high pressure job. Really pondering. And I thought, okay, I'm due to come back to work. Here I am, and I'm going to evaluate how I go every day. And after an X amount of time, if I can't make this work and be happy and work less, then I have to think of another option. So this is what I came up with, and the idea is to sit in my car as a third space every day after work and evaluate how I feel, process my emotions, and go from there. And so I'm going to show you what I'm doing here, and I'm not going to film it well because I don't really know how to film it well from my car, but it's raw. This is reality. So I'm just going to show you what I'm doing here. Okay, so I've got this chart, and I'm sorry, I'm not going to be able to film this terribly well, but I've got this chart. So the first one is not enjoying my work was a problem that I had, and how much did I enjoy it today? You know what? I had some rough patches, but I enjoyed today a 9 out of 10. So that's pretty good considering what happened today. Then the next one is not choosing me and my emotional energy before my third space. So that my emotional energy now is about an 8 out of 10. And my mission is trying to make sure that I'm an 8 out of 10 or higher. That's the trouble for me, not doing emotional processing, which I'll tick in a minute when I do it. Leave work with laptop immediately after work. Today I had exec meetings, so I couldn't do that, but I did leave it immediately after I had finished, so that was good. At least one recovery break today. I sort of wandered around a fair bit, so that was all right. I did have recovery breaks in the day, and I was out in the playground. These are the feelings that I'm looking for. Fulfilled, free, valuable, fun, happy, connected. Yes, pretty good with that today. I would score that about a 7. And then hectic, time poor. I didn't feel those today, so that is okay. I tick that I didn't feel them so much today, despite what happened today. Last night I didn't watch anything after dinner. I got on with my business and things that I needed to do to get to bed. Not that that helped because I couldn't sleep. Not overdoing it. Choosing a pace instead of pushing it. Well, so far, so good. I have not overdone it. Taking steps towards my connections. Well, in a second, I'm going to text a friend. So I'll tick that when I've done it. So I've got notes over here so I can write any notes that I have to do. Taking even 5 minutes of creative action time, I have to do this afternoon. And developing this, so I might have a future income, but something that's going to help. And I'm already starting that now. Exercise, I did get up and exercise. I did my cardio this morning. Food, I've been on track all day since yesterday. Following guidance, listening to guidance and following it. I don't know about that one. And fulfillment, making towards my fulfillment. Yes, I think so. So I'm going to have my third space. I'm going to do my third space activity now, and I'm going to come back to that straight after. Well, you might be wondering, what's a third space? Well, a third space is, for me, well, it's meant to be anything between work and home where you reset yourself and you allow yourself a chance to emotionally process the day. So I put my seat back in my car because I literally live around the corner from work. So I put my seat back in my car and process the day. Just close my eyes, process the feelings in my body, the thoughts in my mind about the day until I am feeling calmer and I feel like I've been able to empty the bin, I suppose, in terms of my day. So that's what you see here now. I'm just sort of chilling because I'm aiming to transform 8 areas of my life, and one of them is my emotional energy levels, and my fulfillment from that. Really, it's kind of one and the same thing. And I like to score them out of 10 in my emotional energy levels. And today they've been pretty high, even though I've been back at work, and that is quite exceptional. But my mission is I want to work 40 hours a week or less. And I'm sorry, I didn't think to bring the microphone today. That wasn't on my radar as I was getting ready. So despite the fact some real challenges appeared today, I still feel pretty good. And I have finished, maybe haven't processed all of it, but I've done pretty well. So I reckon I feel like a 9 out of 10 now. So I'm just going to sit my chair up, and I'm going to turn this around again and show you how I'm trying to track this. I've tried lots of things to try to balance my emotional energy and have work-life balance, all of which have failed. But here I am trying again. So I'm just going to, when I laid down, I had an emotional energy of 8, and I reckon I've now got an emotional energy of 9. So I'm 1 better. I have done emotional processing. I can tick that now. I'll show you this in a sec. And I've texted a friend for creativity. I think I'm going to have to get one of the bees that I've been working on and bring that to my work settings so that kids can help me. Here is I've just added to my chart, and the aim is to get ticks. And what I didn't remember to do is how many hours a week, how many hours a day that I work, because I don't want to work more than 40 hours, which since I usually do 55, 60 hours, that's probably impossible. I want to keep a track of how many hours I do each day, because I don't want them to accumulate to over 40 hours in a week with the income that I earn, which is probably impossible, but I have to really, really brutally try to do this for myself. So today, so it's 7:30 to, I don't even know what the time is. Sorry. That was probably until, today was a 9-hour day, but I did have exec meeting today. So that's why it's so long. All right, we'll see how we go tomorrow. For you out there, if you are trying to transform any area of your life, like I am, please follow along. We can transform together. I have started a free group. We're going to start on August 15th. It doesn't matter what you want to transform in your life. If you need a quick plan to work towards because you've had enough, if you are trying to transform your body like I am, if you're trying to transform your fulfillment like I am, if you're trying to transform, well, basically anything in your life, join the group. Because we can all support each other and cheer each other on. I'm starting that August 15th, but it doesn't matter. When you're watching this, you can always go to the link below, because it will always be live for when the next free session is. And then we can hopefully transform together and support each other along the way. But this is my journey to try to transform my work-life balance. And I hate saying it that way, but it's really that, but it really comes down to my emotional well-being. Which is born out of my work-life balance, really. And the other thing is I want to increase my connections, relationships and stuff. Yeah. Because I found that during my break, I was so protective of my time for myself, because I never get time for myself from work. I was so protective. I didn't want to go anywhere. I didn't want to do anything. I didn't want to see people. But in the process of that, I realized that I've worked on a lot of connections at work, and the people that I really connect to, don't get me wrong, I feel really connected to them. However, connections for me and friendships for me is something that, because I'm so spent from work, I haven't been building as much as I want to. So that's what I want to focus on. Okay, I'm going to leave you to it, and we'll continue the journey tomorrow.